Hello and welcome to welcome back to Best of the Bottom. I don't know if you're watching, you saw my little screw up, but if you did, well, there it was. If you didn't, that's for the best. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and I'm Justin.
Diane.
Oh, and you know what I just totally realized? You know what I forgot to do? Hang on. Look. Boop. Names are up. But this week we are gonna be. Shit, I totally fucked up my shit. Totally fucked up the entrance because I got all in my head and I screwed up. Oh Jesus! Bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. If you like this sort of thing, we're live here on Twitch and Facebook for now. You can catch us on catch up at the Perico Productions channel on YouTube, and you can also listen to audio versions at Podbean on the Podbean app or at podbean.com/Perico Productions, I believe what it is. I'll find the website. But we're on Podbean. Find us, Perico Productions, Best of the Bottom. We're there. You know. Oh, God, Jesus. Totally screwed everything up. I feel like a disaster. Total disaster.
I mean, when have we not?
Yeah. Well, the way we like to kick things off on this podcast.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Welcome to this. But the way we like to kick things off on this podcast is we have what is called the Bag of Doom. What we have in this lovely little purple bag is a bunch of various shots. I go to the local liquor store and I'm like, hey, clerk guy, lady, ma'am, can you do me a favor and get me 12 various shots and put them in a bag? And then they get said shots, and then I put them in this bag. And then we draw from this bag, and we take whatever shot we get, no matter what it is. And sometimes it's lovely. Sometimes it tastes like dog ass. So that's what we're about to do. And Diane, you get to go first.
I mean,
how's that for showmanship? Classy as
Western Sun watermelon.
Oh. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Jeez, I've been getting a lot of peanut butter whiskeys lately.
Yeah, that must be the thing. Actually,
Yeah.
That is the thing. Everybody I know is all about that peanut butter whiskey, and I'm like, why?
I don't know. Let's have I done the peanut butter? Yes, peanut butter whiskey. Peanut
butter whiskey. I can't see the chat at all, so I'm gonna just trust you to go through that.
All right, I usually do, anyways.
That's true because I'm blind.
So, cheers to this show and random stuff and yeah. Smells interesting. Whoa.
Have I had this before? Western Sun? Is that one we have?
I'm pretty sure we've had a Western Sun something. I don't know what flavor we've had. But it sounds
that's not bad.
No?
For watermelon flavoring, that's not bad.
Excellent.
Not my favorite flavors, though, but
now that we've gone through this, anybody that's watching new, please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Twitch, follow us on the Perico Productions Facebook or Best of the Bottom Facebook page, or you can find us at Perico Productions on YouTube. And you can find links to all the social medias, everything here at pericoproductions.com. We also have some merch that is available if you want to support and buy a t-shirt or a mug or a backpack or whatever. We got some random stuff there. Yeah, just it's there. If you want to buy it, we'd appreciate it. If you don't, I understand. Times are tough.
Fair.
But easiest way to support us is just give us a follow on Twitch. We are very close to being affiliated, and it would help us loads. So we'd appreciate you guys if you did that such thing. And I want to give a really quick thank you to Loyal Kid Kev. He gave us a follow before we got started. And thanks to Maverick for giving us a little shout on Twitter. And we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling. One of the things we like to do is we do this little thing called the Florida Man, where we like to find just a random headline that a Florida man or woman.
Sorry.
Cthulhu bless you. We do is we find the Florida Man headline. We read said headline, and then we just make up the story of what happened. We just find a headline and we get creative. A little bit of improv in here. We get a little cheeky, if you will. So what we have today is a Florida man robs a store dressed as Spider-Man on this date. I don't remember which year. I didn't look it up. Now, this one's fairly simple. Jonah Jameson is behind this. I mean, the print media is not as popular as it once was. They need to sell the newspaper or at least get some online subscriptions. What better way than to set up Spider-Man? You get some dude, you dress him up, get him as Spider-Man as you can. Maybe you hire a professional wrestler, so they got some acrobatics in there. I mean, the independent scene is struggling. So you get a nice little wiry, fast-moving luchador, put him up in Spider-Man, and then you tell him to bust into, I don't know, local liquor store, convenience store. They robs them, and you know what? Bam! Spike in Daily Bugle sales just like that. I mean, that one's fairly obvious. I don't
have any arguments with that.
I can't see anything else going on with it. It just really,
yeah.
I mean, is there any objections in the comments? I feel like that's
that Alex Jones motherfucker. Yeah, he totally.
Yeah, Alex Jones is in it too. You know, I was saying Jonah Jameson. He's the.
Well, yeah, but like in the Spider-Man game, that's like who he reminds me of 100% is Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah. You know, he does have an Alex Jones kind of voice in the cartoon, and he's very boisterous and such and so on.
I mean, if I was ever going to rob anything, yeah. Spider-Man, Deadpool, Deadshot, like all those people, I'm there.
It would definitely throw everybody for a loop, for damn sure.
If I was going to rob anything, superheroes is 100% what I'm going to dress like.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt. That would be the most logical way to do things. Throw everybody off the scent.
I wouldn't do a villain. Never mind. Is it Deathshot or Deadshot? I forgot. But yeah, dress as a good guy because everybody's like, "Look, it's Spider-Man," and then you're like, rob the place, and then that's
everybody might think it's some sort of performance art, at least, you know, something. And then they're gonna be looking for Spider-Man, not you or whoever you may be.
Yeah.
But Maverick says Jonah Jameson is straight up Alex Jones. I almost said Jonah Hill.
Straight up Jonah.
That would have been an error, a big error. So this week we can kind of tie the booze and the news in with our beverage tonight, because apparently one of the reasons why I chose this particular beverage is apparently in Europe it's viewed as a cheap, low-class trash beer and so on and so forth. But in the U.S., and I guess lots of other parts of the world, it's viewed as classy. It's one of like Belgium's top-selling beers. And I chose Stella Artois Cidre. Oh, Cidre. So, but Diane apparently is going to be drinking something else because she couldn't find it where she's at right now. Hence the remote video.
So I'm going to go off of last week's, and I chose another Club Tales Long Island iced tea.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like that might be a terrible idea. If we're going off of just how the sex on the beach one tasted.
Yeah, just based off of the hangover itself I had after last week's show. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that.
I was dead. Dead.
Oh.
Don't drink 2 club tails. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so by the end of the podcast, when we wrapped it up, I still had about half a club tail left between the 2 that I was kind of sipping on. So I just kind of chugged it while I was editing and getting stuff ready to be posted on YouTube and so on and so forth. And holy shit, that hit me hard. Like it put me from feeling good to holy shit, I need to put my foot down when I lay down in bed. Maybe not quite that bad, but it was pretty miserable. And then of course I worked the next day. So I had to go to work feeling all ugh. I wasn't like super hungover, but I didn't feel great. And I greatly regretted my decision. The only thing that kind of sucked though was I was working a day shift. So I went and laid down and I was in bed for maybe like 30 seconds and I didn't fall asleep. I passed out because club tails be like that. You know,
make no mistakes. I passed out. I fell pretty early myself. And
yeah,
I don't know if it was by choice or not, but I laid down and I was done.
Yeah, I laid down in bed. I was texting my lady friend for, I don't know, a couple of minutes and then ass out, done skis. And the next thing you know, my alarm's glowing off and I'm like, son of a bitch, I got to go to work. It was not fun times for me. Not fun times at all.
No, like I did my normal hangover routine. I chugged a bunch of water and then I gracefully threw up in the toilet like a champ.
That's how classy woman does it.
Yeah.
All class, no trash.
Got all that out of me and then I was like,
ready to rock and roll. All night long. All night. So there's our Club Tales update. Word to the wise, if you're gonna do the Club Tales, maybe consider just doing one or at least like pace it out. Because I mean, we really kind of because we had a couple of shots and then we went into the Club Tales, and we were under 2 hours in that podcast. So I don't even remember. I think I did the breathalyzer, and I think I was like a 0.198 or something like that. I don't remember. Check the tapes. It's likely something I'm not going to be doing anytime soon. It really wasn't. But
I mean, I
Maverick
got one club tail this time.
Yes.
Yeah. He can confirm the deadliness.
Yes, he confirmed. Maverick confirms the deadness of Diane's situation in the morning. So,
but he never heard me puke because I'm a lady.
Because you're classy.
No, I'm not. Stop it.
She just kind of leaned as close as she could to the toilet and it just like ran down the side all silently. No splishing, splashing, or splooshin. Just. Meh.
I would say that's part of classlessness is being able to puke quietly and maintain your job. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I was pretty messed up the next day. It was rough.
I could imagine. Because you also had that hot chocolate. You went for another hot chocolate and the rum chata. So you had a little extra. You went a little above and beyond. He put double shot in that biatch.
I was dead.
Dead.
I didn't finish the hot chocolate though.
Okay. Yeah. See,
I did receive some shit for not finishing the hot chocolate, but I did waste the rum chata. I pretty much finished what we were meant to, and then half a thing of rum chata hot chocolate.
Well, I mean that's good. At least you're not being wasteful. You know, you're being a kind soul. You're doing what you should. But I could have sent I could relate to the shit being handed to your way, being like, hey man, I was all kind and I made you this rum chata, and then you just like, oh, Maverick's he's throwing you out. He said you took like a sip, not even half. Oh, gloves are off. Oh, I need a little bing bing.
Honestly, I was so fucked up off the club tails. Probably true. And also it was hot as fuck. Hot, it was in like a mug, so it was really hot, and I have a fear of burning my tongue. Not a fear, but I just dislike it immensely, so I couldn't drink it.
I don't know many people that prefer to burn their tongue, but you know.
No, but it's like frustrating when you like get cuts on your hands or on your tongue. It's like the worst because you use your hands and do your tongue and all that stuff all the time. So I avoid them. I mean, I work with my hands, so once you get a cut on there, it sucks. It sucks so bad.
Yeah.
And I hate feeling that feeling in your mouth when you're. I just don't like it, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. And that's if he would have put some ice cubes in it, that thing would have been chugged. But
but then you would have been drinking cold chocolate, so
I would have been okay with it. My first and foremost is don't burn my fucking mouth. So
noted. Maverick, are you taking notes in the chat there? First and foremost, don't burn her fucking mouth. All right, so I guess this is going to be a lopsided review. Maybe next week we'll have to have Diane try the Cidre. Be classy and fuck.
Yeah, next week I should be back. So.
All right. So I'm gonna give my Stella Artois Cidre a little taste. If you want to try your Long Island iced tea, and then we'll see where we're at in this crazy world we call Earth. Cheers to trash in Europe and class in the US. And I guess just generalized trash. I don't know. Maybe it's my American taste buds. It tastes okay. But my Eastern European taste buds say, you know what? Maybe they're right. I don't know. It's sweet, but it still kind of has that skunkiness like Beck's beer does. So
skunky is not a good word for anything. So it tastes like shit? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't taste like shit. It's okay, but it has kind of that I don't know. Have you ever had Beck's beer? It has or Heineken has that skunky taste to it. No. This does too.
Skunky, I don't know. Yeah, no. Does this taste like every alcohol thrown in a thing? Yes, 100%. I think my Long Island iced tea nailed it.
Does it taste like it was mixed in a toilet or a bathtub?
I mean, yeah. Probably. Hold on, one more step.
Extreme is asking, wait, what? I guess it depends on what you're referring to.
Oh.
Yes, this is trash in Europe and class in the US. Yes, it tastes okay, and then it gets skunky like a Heineken. No, I don't know if I'll buy it again. But I don't hate it. But I don't love it. I like the Stella. I like the Stella beer better. This is my first time I've ever tried the Stella Cidre. Cidre. All right. Extreme just barely jumped in, but yeah, I'm doing Stella Cidre, and Diane's got a.
I've got a Long Island iced tea Club Tales because I could not find.
Yeah, she couldn't find it out in the EP. El Paso for you non-hip folks. Oh, we're just barely getting into the review of Stella and the Club Tales. We haven't even broken down into our actual topics yet. You know, we did our Florida Man, our bag of doom. We're getting to our review. But so what got me interested in getting the Stella is being the American swine that I am, I thought Stella was, a classy beer. It's a little bit pricier here in the US. So I always got down on Stella when I wanted to feel fancy. And then I was listening to, I don't know, some UK something. I don't remember if it was on my wrestling podcast or whatever, but there's a lot of UK wrestling podcasts I listen to because apparently, like, all the wrestling podcasts are in the UK, with the exception of like Stephen Larson and Wrestling with Regret. But I always got down on Stella, and then I was listening to him, and he was saying that, like, the European point of view, Stella Artois is like natural ice. It's not really the classy beer. So then I found an article in the Wall Street Journal, and it was talking about a bartender. He said he quit selling it in Stella because the only people that would buy it is tourists. So I got down in Stella. Stella. But train of thought derailed, blah blah blah. Stella. I always thought it was
fancy where you thought it would be fancy.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of happens because the same things with Foster, Australian for beer. Foster is trash beer in Australia. But to be honest, Foster's not that expensive here in the U.S. either. I think it used to be a little bit more on the pricier side when it first came out, but you can get 2 of those oil cans for $4, and that's a lovely little experience. And thank you for Sublime Traps for giving us a little follow on the old Twitch machine. Appreciate it. And Sublime was mentioning Corona is the same thing. Like, you get Corona in Mexico, and it's a trash beer over there too. But I think that happens a lot. Like, the places where beers are made often get exported, and people think, "Oh, this is fancy," and then you come into the country that's actually made, and they're like, "Oh, you drink that shit? What the hell's wrong with you? Let me give you some real stuff." We had a whole debate about Guinness being either a favorite beer in Ireland, or if it's just like the Budweiser of Ireland. And we didn't reach a conclusion, but I thought, like, beer in general or alcohol was Ireland's #1 import. And apparently it's a bunch of medical stuff like blood and some other fancy shit and medical supplies. And apparently some sort of not incense, but smelly good stuff. And I was like, well, that threw us all for a loop. I was expecting any damn thing other than a bunch of, like, blood and medical supplies, like medications and vaccines and all this shit. I was like, damn, Ireland, you're really trying to swerve us on that stereotype there. That's how you break a stereotype. You go above and beyond on the opposite direction you expect people to be.
God bless Ireland, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I was shocked. Yeah, Ireland is wild. Apparently, so I got a little story real quick to get into this. I was doing my live stream the other day, and apparently people like to hit on me very weirdly and aggressively. We had the one person that said they wanted my tongue in his or her throat. I still don't know if it was a him or her. I'm just going by what she said. She's a female. I don't know. But in Ireland, somebody said that I was hot AF, and then they said they would eat my ass for $1. And I'm not sure if they wanted me to pay them $1 or they were going to give me $1 to eat my ass. But
I think they were, either way, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's a compliment as far as like, I'd eat your ass for $1. Like, that's good. That's flirting.
Yeah. They didn't offer me the pot of gold, but I guess they wanted my pot of gold.
Well, it depends. It depends. For $1, if they were asking you to pay them, then it's kind of like, ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
But if they're saying, I'll pay you $1 to eat your ass, wait, no. Which way was I saying that?
If they were to give me $1 to eat my ass, I'd be like, I guess, that's $1 profit. But I guess there would have to be, actually, I'd probably lose out because either way, then I'd have to fly to Ireland and I'd be at a loss.
The more I think about it, the more I was like, why did I think that was a compliment? But my first thought was like, oh, like if she's like, hey,
I still don't know if
services, and for you, $1.
Yeah,
that's really sweet.
Yeah. See, I still don't know if it was a him or a her because the name that was on the screen was one of those names that could go either way. Could be a male or a female name. It was very ambiguous. It was, very neutral. So that was. It's just becoming a theme here. At least every couple of streams, somebody's got to hit on me aggressively in a very strange manner. But I guess that's the internet. That's the internet.
I mean,
yeah, ambitious too. Ambidextrous, ambisexual. I don't know. Okay, the Stella's growing on me a little bit, so maybe the American swine is coming out stronger as we go.
This tastes like the hangover I had. Like, normally, any hangover I've had on here, because we take a shot before we do the show together, just like a hey.
Just a solidarity, warm up.
Yeah. And we still choose from the bag of doom.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 random shots thrown in there and then whatever we're drinking. And normally there's multiple alcohols involved. Same time, mainly. But like if you ever puked after a Best of the Bottom, it's in this can. It is. Like the first time I ever got fucked up was off of an already mixed Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
And I threw up, and it was back in my wig days, and I threw up all over myself. I was in the hallway. I rolled in it. I woke up no wig in my skivvies in my room, and I was like, what the fuck happened? And everybody, it was at my house.
Long Island happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was at my house. So I was like, normally that might be a strange situation for ladies waking up in their skivvy, like
in a bar
no
with
hair.
A goat.
Yeah. But for me, I was like, oh man, as soon as I woke up, I was like, there's no hair on my head. I'm in my undies. I couldn't smell myself, but it was a disaster.
It probably wasn't the greatest.
No, but I imagine this is what that vomit tasted like.
Maybe that's how they make it. They just recycle the vomit from other places,
Yeah, that tastes like wig hair vomit. Like they just
wring it out and just put it through a filter, and bam, repackaged. Save some money. Bada bing, bada boom. You just save some money in the room.
How you doing? But yeah, it was Long Island iced tea to me was like one thing I can count on to get fucked up. I know club tails I can plan. That shit is two of those and I was dead.
That'll get
I
you lit.
should have been dead. Like
And it doesn't taste well. The Bahama
this one's
Mama
not good.
didn't taste. No, the Bahama Mama didn't taste as good. It didn't taste as bad. That like the Sex and the Beach was awful.
Well, in comparison to what's it called? Four Locos, Club
Yeah,
Tails is amazing.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, this is 4.5 alcohol per volume, so not near
4.5.
strong. That's 10.
Yeah.
The Club Tails are all 10 from what I saw online.
I'm gonna have fun cleaning later. I guess is all. I only got one this time because yeah, I'm not trying to die.
Okay, Maverick is saying that Club Tails are way better than Four Locos, and you know what? He is not wrong. He is not wrong. I would say because even the Sex on the Beach wasn't awful. Like all the Four Locos, it's just like for the motherland, just get in there and go for it. You got to kind of psych yourself up. Just go in there, balls deep, ready to rock.
But this is still like, because I think we decided right, like Four Locos are like 11 or 12%.
I think the seltzers were 12, and I want to say the regulars are like 14.
Jesus.
Or 13 14. I don't know.
This tastes horrible.
Check the
Make no
tapes.
mistake. This is awful. But like still doesn't have that Four Local like vomit taste. Like I don't know if it's vomit, but it has like a stale taste to me, Four Locos.
Yeah. But I think the problem is you're also going Long Island iced tea, and I have yet to try a single Long Island iced tea that's actually good. Oh, Nickel Cupcakes in the room. So
whatever. I had that one night and I threw up all over myself. I was chugging because it was delicious. I knew it came in like a those farmhouse bottles kind of thing.
The
like healthy drink stuff. It was like in a bottle, like a plastic bottle kind of thing. Whatever which one I bought, and it tasted so good that I chugged like half a bottle, and I didn't know it was supposed to be made out of every single alcohol out there. And then it killed me. I just remember one of my friends being like, yeah, I'm at my favorite person's house. And then just being like, oh. And then next thing I know, I'm in bed. Like, yeah. And I woke up and like my friend spent the night and everything. And I went in there and I was talking to them and I was like, what the fuck happened? And it was just like, dude. And then like we talked and we talked and we laughed and we laughed. And then after a while they were like, you need to take a shower though. Like, no, man. Like, and I was like, I smell, and they were like, yeah, dude, like that. And I was like, I can't smell it. I'm sorry. Just like, yeah, it's been great talking to you and filling you in. This has been wonderful, but
that's a real that's a real friendship though, when they can be like, oh, we love spending time with you, but you know what? You need to just shower that off. I don't know, spray yourself down, just something. You gotta do something.
That's bad.
Neko bought some eggnog that had whiskey and brandy and some other alcohols in there. That sounds a little rough. Eggnog with lots of alcohols in there. I mean, I feel like getting drunk. Yeah, but I feel like getting drunk off of alcohol tends to just I don't know. I don't mind having like a little eggnog that's a little boozy, but like getting full on drunk at something that's super strong on eggnog, I always feel like it ends up in a bad night.
I like that. Justin can't drink spiked eggnog because he's the one at the Christmas party who just derails everything.
That's it. That's me. I'm the derailer. I'm still picking up a slight echo. I'm still not sure if it's on my headphones or if you have a speaker on.
Hello.
It's only when I talk I can hear the echo, so it's got to be on your end.
Oh.
Now, does anybody else hear an echo, or am I just hallucinating? Is it my voices? Do I just hear extra voices? I don't know. All right. Moving on. If anybody hears an echo, let me know, because like I said, I'm still not sure if it's just me. No echo? Okay, perfect. So it might just be in my headphones for whatever reason. Perfect. I just want to double check. I don't want to be going on with all this kind of nonsense.
This is bad, though.
Well, I'm still enjoying myself decently over here. The cider's not bad. As I drink it, the more it goes on, the less horrible it tastes.
Maybe I'm just imagining myself throwing up all over the place. Like,
I think the back to back funkiness, you know, the club tails and the hangover. I think that back to back experience is clouding your judgment. You know, it's like, you know, there's disturbance in the force. You know,
yeah.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate, which leads to a hellacious hangover.
Does anybody have any good like hangover tips that actually work? Because like the ones I have is just chug a lot of water, get all that out of you right away. Like,
I mean
that's what I do, because I'm just like, it's happening, so I just chug a lot of water and just bleh. And also Arby's mozzarella sticks. Every time I've been hungover, I've gotten them and I don't throw up. I feel like if I eat anything else, I'm done for. But Arby's mozzarella sticks, for some reason, anytime I'm super hungover, is amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty much everybody recommends hydration.
Yeah,
because hydration is the key to avoiding the hangover. It's just drinking water before you go to bed. Just the drawback is when you're, 10, 12 sheets to the wind, you forget water exists, and, bad experiences in the morning.
I mean, Pedialyte is always good.
Yeah.
That's a good one I use from time to time if I need to get shit done. But yeah, hydration is 100%. Like, my boyfriend is the person who's always all like, stay hydrated. He'll get you water. He's all that. He's amazing.
I mean, it's important.
The best.
It is very important.
At making sure that.
And Neko recommends vodka with Powerade, Gatorade, whatever equals hydration poisoning. So, bam, no hangover. Word to the wise.
Yeah, I mean, always hair of the dog, eye of the tiger, whatever. Like that. That's a good like buffer.
Yeah.
But not necessarily recommended if you got shit to do.
And this message is directly to Extreme. Hells to the yeah. And thanks. Diane, I'll clue you in later. But I got a text message, and I don't want to be sitting here. I got text enough on this damn stream as it is. Woo!
God bless.
That came from deep within my soul. Deep within my soul. Like, I think Cthulhu was about to rise.
How are you doing,
Justin? Yes, it was a secret text. Top secret. Yeah, eating does help too. Eating helps. So, you ready to transition to a hot topic? We're not going to go.
Topics.
We're not going to go. Get some like chains and some black nail polish, and maybe some Bullet Club T-shirts. I'm talking about this last week. Had some shit went down. We'll put it plainly. Oh, an extreme. Cheers to you and your Tecate. It's a lovely beer. Cheers. Anybody that's got a drink, cheers to y'all. And I appreciate you in the chat. But if you haven't been watching the news, apparently the diehard Trump supporters decided it was time to go raid the Capitol. And obviously it's going to be the topic. I'm going to try not to get too ranty and ravey. I'm going to try to look at some positive aspects, some stuff that can come out of this in a good way, because I like to try to keep things positive, and I'll try not to get too ranty. Little disclaimer here, I see a lot of people's point of views, but I'm just saying. 6 days in, what the fuck? That's all I'm just saying. 6 days into 2021, it just. Can we just go a little longer? That's all I'm saying. I have many thoughts on both sides. I really do. So obviously, I do feel like Trump's instigations and a lot of instigating on everybody else's side. There was clearly a lot of people that had a plan, since they rolled up with Molotovs and armed and weapons and all this other shit, and they were attacking all kinds of people. Obviously, they had some plans to fuck shit up. Oh, thank you for the couple of follows there. True Weeb King, and I love that name, as well as Ali Peach Senpai.
I'm doing all the
Ali
hearts.
Peach. I appreciate you. I still don't know why my thanks for following is not up there. Oh, well, thank you, Neko Cupcake. You are an excellent egg. I love all you guys. That's kind of what I love about this whole Twitch thing. It's very community based. It's very like YouTube is you roll the dice and hope for the best. Twitch, you follow each other, you support, and we all grow together and we come up, And that's what I'm trying to get with all this shenanigans here with you got these riots and all this other shit.
I can't see the comments, so I don't know what has happened, but
okay, I'll throw them in here.
Thank you, I guess.
True Weeb King, Neko Cupcake Center, and then some love her way,
Neko.
and then thank you. I appreciate the love and support. And one of the things I do, like anybody that streams and you follow me, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see if you're also streaming. I'm gonna follow you back. So I try to do that after each time I get followed. I try to go back and do that. So if I don't get to it right away tonight, it'll definitely happen here soon, because I feel like building a strong network and supporting each other is the best way to grow. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I will send anybody I can your way as well. See, this is the positivity I'm trying to get to, man. Like, this is the example of how things go. So all this shit that's been going on in this world, there's so much trying to divide each other and focus on all the negativity. And you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you're a Bloods, or you're a Crip. I don't know, you're this or you're that. You're AEW or you're WWE. Why can't we all just like find that middle ground? Not everything's perfect, but all these little fuck nuggets that are on the far left, the far right, and just trying to add to that division, just I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody because there are just some shitheads. There's always going to be shitheads. You can't help it. Damn it, Maverick. I'm trying to bring unity and togetherness, and you're over here throwing wrenches and shit.
What did he say?
He said, some people are just wrong. WWE's the worst. There's a random promotion for my AEW watch along. I didn't mean to click that one. But I am very much on this hippie shit. And okay, so all the people that did break into the White House and trying to like zip tie some folks and shoot people and act a fool. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, you should go to jail. You fucked up. You fucked up. You guys are all about the law and order. Well, order your asses right to jail. I mean, you fucked up. You fucked up. That was nonsense. And I feel like Trump is definitely an instigator, and a lot of people that were at that rally saying all this shit, they're fucking assholes. They really are. I am trying to be somewhat politically correct. No, but I mean, it was definitely okay. I will go with the fact that there is a whole act of terror and all this shit going on. It's, I get you believe that the election was rigged or whatever because, the Supreme Leader said that it's rigged, and you've bought into the rhetoric. And I mean, I'm just saying it felt like there was some very North Korean shit going on there. I mean, the flags look very similar. Trump said him and Kim Jong-un are in love. And then as we all know, I've fallen deep into this North Korean rabbit hole over the last couple of weeks. And I was watching this lady, she has a YouTube channel, Yonemi Park. She's a North Korean defector. And she was like, I posted on Twitter, hey, this feels like some North Korean shit going on here. And she said, this reminded me of when I was living in North Korea. So just saying, let's not become North Korea. That's all I'm saying. Let's try to, fuck the assholes and everybody else. I'd say majority of us are somewhere in the middle. We have our disagreements, but, you got to listen to everybody's side. Everybody has some valid points. And there are some people who are just assholes. Like, you're going to come busting in there acting a fool. You get shot in the throat, I guess. That's just what happens. And both sides have their issues. They really do. So, Dan, your thoughts. I'm trying really hard not to get super ranty.
Well, I felt sad about it. Not that I care about the Capitol or anything like that. I don't know. I had a weep.
You had a weep.
I had a weep because part of me is just like, I'm sure not all those people are racist, but it's tough knowing, and like I'm a benefit of the doubt type of person. Like, I like to think, not all Trump supporters are racist, and not all Karens are racist, but definitely have attitude problems. Like,
but they don't hold their case either.
It was just kind of rough to see. And then I'm like, that's supposed to be your shit anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to be. But I had a second of just like feeling, because I've lived in racist places, and then I felt like, yeah, everybody pretends like the South. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be. I had more of a bummer attitude towards it, and like, it's just like people. I don't know. It's just. I don't know how to. I've been afraid for our last two presidents, Biden being our third, whether they were gonna get shot or what the fuck's gonna happen.
That's true. That is true.
And
Like,
yeah, I just I don't like any of this shit. I mean, I except for like, I'm like anarchy, cool. I enjoy that. Um, I hate that people died even if I don't agree with them. That sucks. Um,
all right. Here's how I feel about the lady that got shot. Okay, so obviously you have all the BLM stuff that has happened, all the Black Lives Matter, not Bureau of Land Management, and a lot of those people, when whoever got shot or had their necks kneeled on, that died, there was a decent there were some that definitely there's no reason why they should got shot. Like Philando Castillo, who was just like, "Hey, I have a weapon in the glove box. I'm letting you know what's there. I have all the permits to carry it," and he got shot. That's fucked up. But all these, like some of the other guys, like there was the one guy that was walking back to a car and he got shot in the back, and they were just saying he was reaching for a gun or whatever. Same applies to that lady. There was a threat to a bunch of people, and she's trying to climb through the window. She got shot in the neck. Same rule is going to apply. You're posing a threat to law enforcement. Here's your sign. It's one of those things.
I just would have hoped, like if we were ever gonna storm a government building, we would have done it with unity, just fuck the government. I'm fine with fuck the government, but like fuck the government to choose somebody who's already in the government just was not my thing.
Yeah, both sides have already fucked us over. There's a lot of issues when it comes to. There's a lot of people that have been in office since the 60s and the 70s, and they're trying to make laws based off of stuff that doesn't apply to us anymore. And then the amount of lobbyists, corporations have gotten too much power. And I'm not trying to be all Mr. Socialist here. Everything's to be this and that. There's got to be a little bit of a balance. You know what I mean? Capitalism has a lot of valid points. There's a lot of development. There's a lot of good things that can happen. But then at the same time, socialism has not worked out. Like full-on socialism is North Korea. It just, there's you got to have a little bit of balance.
I don't know nothing about any of these other places, but I'm just, I don't know. I'm like, I go from like, I have like the full, like all the emotions from this thing. I'm just like, I don't know how to feel. I mean, I'm not comparing the two, but like, maybe I won't bring it up, but I'm just, I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess I sit around and do nothing. I can understand truly believing something happened. And I think I respect truly believing in something and then going and fighting for it. But I'm also like, but if you're just wrong, what do we do then?
Yeah.
And then like, and I don't know if they're right or wrong, honestly. I wouldn't surprise me if the government fucks with all this shit, but I tend to like to believe that we voted Trump out. And
yeah, I mean, my issue is, and like I said, Nico Cupcake says the same thing, that if it was peaceful protests and, the SWAT would have been there and everything else, there wouldn't be as big of issues, but there was like very little law enforcement present as opposed to the BLM movement. There was
that was the biggest thing for me because I was like, how the fuck did they get in there?
Yeah.
Like, everybody kept going, this is shocking. I'm surprised. And I'm like, honestly, I'm surprised nobody did it sooner. But my thing is, it's just like they should have never been able to get in there. That
Yeah.
blows my mind. And then it's
Especially
just
that
seeing the
easily.
presence of whatever. And I'm not like full blown Black Lives Matter. I know there's problems with. I'm not a clan group type of person. I don't throw all my eggs in one
Basket.
revolution, I guess I say. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That was the weirdest and toughest thing for me to kind of swallow, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
It's just like, oh, well, how the fuck did they get into the Capitol building like that? And then watching everybody just stand around while that shit happened was kind of like, I just don't get it. And it's just like one of those things because I seriously believe, like, I hate all this Karen shit because racism is like, if you've ever been through racism, some of those Karens are not racist, just fucking piece of shit people. And I think you should be able to get shit for just being a piece of shit instead of, oh, you're racist and on top of that. Because I think some of them aren't racist. It's just, what the fuck are you doing? But this was like the first time where I felt like I don't know how to feel. And then seeing all the rebel flags. And I know that's not necessarily racist,
or the Camp
but
Auschwitz.
it is kind of like, yeah. And just,
I just want to say that so many of those people get all upset being like, oh, don't call us Nazis. And there's a motherfucker walking in Camp Auschwitz t-shirt.
Yeah, well, it's just like seeing all that, and then somebody was like, one of the, I don't know if he was a photojournalist or whatever, was talking about like, because I don't know, I'm trying not to get like super into my feelings on it because I don't know how fun it is. So I don't know, but it was just like, I don't know, it was interesting to see the difference between the protests and what actually happened. And I can't speak.
Yeah. And I'm going to agree with this statement from Mavic that, dragging people out of wheelchairs, protesting for better health care. White supremacists do need to be treated like terrorist groups. Now, I can't say everyone there is for sure a white supremacist.
But I think that's good to mention because also I think some people
also
just like to stir up shit. And some people truly believe they got robbed of a free election and all the, or like I don't know what the words are, but like
they drank the Kool-Aid. They drank that Kool-Aid hard.
Yeah, and they drink that Kool-Aid, and I can understand believing in something so much that you would do something like this. But then I also go like, look at these consequences though. Like,
yeah.
I'm not, I think the fact, and I hate to think, because part of me thinks like the only reason this is happening is because like, watch what happens if you do not arrest these people. But like, it's been good to see people at least getting arrested. Yeah. That one guy crying because he's on the he's on the no-fly list because he's been marked as a terrorist. Wow. Like, I feel bad for him because I do not want anybody to be that low in their life, but also consequences.
Yeah, you bring this on to yourself.
And I don't know. He could, I don't know.
The other thing that's bothered me, I made a mistake of just seeing what Fox News, how they're going to spin it. And of course, their big thing is they're all about taking Trump off of Twitter and all these platforms and all this stuff. And they're taking it's violating free speech, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Republicans try to say they're pro-capitalism, right? Well, if it's pro-capitalism, as a corporation or business, you have the right to refuse service. these platforms are a service. We, granted, a good majority of them we're not necessarily paying for, but they're allowing us to say what we want to say. But at the same time, they're going to have to deal with the consequences of you saying some asshole shit. So if they block you off the system, then, that's just kind of how it goes. You're getting the service for free.
Yeah, that's something I thought was interesting because, Facebook is something created by people, and we haven't had probably for very long. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was born in a time where there was no MySpace or Facebook. So, in my head, it's weird how people have decided social media is part of their rights.
Yeah.
This is something somebody made. They can take it away from you just as easily because they made it.
Yeah.
So the argument to me is then get off of Facebook, get off of whatever. If you can make your own social site, do it. But to act like it's impeding on your constitutional right, it's something that would have naturally never happened. Well, I mean, I guess it naturally happened, but it doesn't exist in the natural world. I guess is what I'm saying. So to me, it's just kind of you can say whatever you want, but if you're going to get on Facebook, Twitter, all these other places, you best follow the rules.
Yeah. Freedom of speech doesn't mean that there's no consequences to what you say to other people. And well, this is what Maverick was saying. I was going to get to this point is the First Amendment refers to the government can't silence you. And it's not the US government didn't create the ban. It's Twitter going, you know what? This has gone too far. We don't want you on the platform. And that's my thought. Granted, and they make this big deal about if it happened to him, how's it's not going to happen to you or somebody else. Well, the thing is, it does happen to other people. They just don't have as big as a platform as the president of the United States does. Now, granted, I will disagree. Sometimes it seems like some people do get banned or kicked off for nonsensical reasons. But I think that a lot of that comes to problems with the loophole. Same thing with when you're streaming to Twitch or you're on Facebook or you're on whatever. Sometimes you say something, the algorithm doesn't like it, and it kicks you out. And that's sometimes errors, or sometimes you get people that report you because they're pissed off at what you said. And then you can appeal it and go through whatever. But the big thing is First Amendment does apply to the government is not allowed to silence you. And the government didn't silence him. It was other people went, you know what, we're going to back away. And the same thing with Parler. They're getting kicked off of other sites because apparently a lot of stuff on there is conspiracy theory, super right wing. There's a lot of chatter on there about creating this or planning this insurrection that everybody likes to call it, which I believe there was at least half of those people that had plans to come and fuck shit up. Because obviously if you're showing up armed and have Molotov cocktails and everything else, you have a plan. And I think the other half just drink that Kool-Aid and they're along for the ride. They're like, hey, we're here to fuck shit up. Let's go fuck shit up. We're fighting for America, even though they're mostly fighting for white America because a lot of the stuff they're upset about is white people problems.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I just, I can understand doing what you do if that's what you truly believe. I think a lot of it should fall on the president because I
definitely.
do think the president holds so much weight in America that if he's fucking do it, yeah, you're gonna do it. I mean, if you're a follower and all this stuff, I understand how it happens. I just hope he gets some backlash for this because he basically sent some cronies to die, and they did, and that sucks. And it was weird to me just because like I don't know. It
And
further shows that like I don't know, but I was shocked that they would attack um the police like that.
I I'm not necessarily shocked
Because
because
all this shit of Blue Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter and all that shenanigans, and then you're gonna just disregard law and order, I thought was interesting. I mean,
I,
I guess hypocritical, but like I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. And then I don't know. It's just like one of those things where I just like, I didn't know how I felt about it at first because I was just kind of like, they're storming the Capitol. And then it was like just seeing them just mosey about and all that shit. When Mike first showed me, it was all these people, and I was like, they're all doxxed. I was like, why are you walking around without masks? First of
yeah,
all, you're storming the Capitol. Second of all, pandemic. And I was like, all these people, their names are going to be out there. Like, I don't know. My first thought was, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And
yeah,
I was just like, I don't even have to worry about them because by the end of this, we're going to already know where they live, whatever, whatever. Like, they're going to be fired. Like, taking away someone, because I'm not a fan of doxing. I'm not.
yeah,
I think that's bullshit. I hate it. But at the same time, I was just also like, well, it works in this situation. Like, I don't have to even worry about that. I was like, I know somebody out there somewhere is already like saying where these people live, what their first and last names are, all this shit. And like, I just hate to see people, humans, just fucking throw their lives away like that, you know? I think
yeah,
that's
and
the saddest thing for me is just like, okay, cool. I accept you believe in what you believe in. Cool. Has nothing to do with me.
yeah,
Whatever. But just to watch people be stupid, just plain stupid. It's like, yeah, I have a chuckle. And I don't know. I hope they can pick themselves back up after this. And I hope it doesn't turn into hate because shit like that always I don't know.
yeah.
They
So
just should have thought more before they did it.
yeah,
And I
so
think a lot of people didn't.
yeah, so Sublime here is talking about social media's claim that to be public, they're not publishers, so they can avoid safe from copyright lawsuits and everything else like that. But he's asking, do they become something more like CNN or Fox and have to sure no copyright material is shown on their site? I think he's kind of getting to. I think he's referring to some of the other complicated shit that happens with stuff being kicked off. But at the same time, a lot of social media isn't a news site
I mean, I
particular,
guess.
and a lot of people do. Like I've met a lot of people that seem to quote memes. They quote memes a lot, and that's not news. That's an opinion half the time. Somebody takes a little bit of something, puts a amusing caption in a picture, and then people start saying that this actually happened. Like one of the things was talking about what was it?
I guess I would say I don't like social media. I mean, I see how it's great. Um, but I I don't know. I think the people who make it have control of that. And if you I mean, it's hard to say because do I think
Well, and then
do
to
I
top,
think one side should be I don't know if I'm even answering like correctly to the thing. Do I think people like one side should be portrayed more than the other? No. Do I think you should be just thrown out because you don't like? People have said um, like Twitter and all these are more liberal places,
Yeah, a lot
and
of the
that's
tech.
why certain people are getting thrown out, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
Like I don't if but like certain things, yeah. I'm like they should have the right to silence you on their platform because they made it. You don't
yeah,
like it, find somewhere else. But also, I do think if there is a bias and you're just expressing yourself in a non-hateful way, should that place necessarily be able to ban you? No, because that's bullshit.
yeah. Like
But they do have, in my head, it's fine if they do because they made this for their purposes and for your purposes. Don't use that site then.
yeah, if you're gonna jump in and spew hateful rhetoric, no matter which way it's going, no
But
matter
also,
which,
don't, because like the whole thing is, I don't know, conservative, like they're saying conservatives are being thrown off all the time just because they're conservative. That's bullshit. But if
because
they're
yeah,
violating the terms of agreement, then go ahead.
yeah,
I
because
guess is all I'm saying.
I keep hearing both sides saying they're always getting thrown off, and I'm saying it's pretty equal. If you say something shitty that's hateful, there's a good chance you're gonna get thrown off.
I mean, I definitely think social media sites should allow both um, views to be out there
Yeah,
because
I think it's important, but I do think one of the problems is with social media is a lot of people tend to get sucked into their own confirmation bias because you can really choose where you're going to be, and then algorithms a lot of times like to put stuff towards you that is either primarily right wing, left wing, whatever, and it's just kind of the algorithms that they see because their main thing is they're trying to grow, sell ads, and make money. That's what any business is trying to do is make money. So their algorithms are designed to get people that are selling ads on that platform to divide it up to the particular places. That's why everything always asks you about cookies and all this other shit when you're surfing the internet.
like
And then
Yankowski or whatever was saying like isn't this a form of silencing somebody or something?
yeah,
And I
I
was just
saw
like well yeah, you bet he's being silenced. But like if you want me to be upset about it, I'm not. Like the
yeah,
fact of the matter is he is being silenced. Fact. But am I mad about it? No.
yeah.
do I think it might have been necessary? Maybe.
And I read through the little debate there that he had, and to be honest, both had their points. Like I get where he was coming from, saying that it's silencing and everything else, and then the other side being it's a corporation and they have their right to to refuse service. That's just the way it goes.
And that's what I think everybody doesn't understand is it's not necessarily a constitutional issue.
Yeah,
It's
because
I've made something, I can choose what's on it.
yeah, and
I
Sublime
think
makes the
that's fair.
point. And Sublime makes a point too that he feels like silencing those people does validate him. You get the martyr syndrome, obviously, and I don't have a right or wrong answer. All I know is I thought it was funny as fuck because Trump loves Twitter, and like I
I
I
find
viewed
it
it I viewed it as a toddler being put in timeout.
yeah.
Because honestly,
Uh,
that's kind of what a lot of this is coming down to. He's behaving like a toddler that was told he can't get that new toy at Walmart. And so he's kicking his feet and throwing a tantrum. And the problem is that tantrum is being supported by thousands of people.
yeah. But I also with Twitter and stuff like that, I did watch the Joe Rogan Twitter stuff. And it sounds like a lot of that is algorithms.
Yeah.
But also I do think a decent amount is them choosing to. I mean, I don't think that whole thing is a shit show, and I mean,
Ah, yes. Sorry, I do mean other toddlers. They all did not get the new whatever at Walmart. They didn't get a Tickle Me Elmo because that was popular when I was a kid. So I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's right or wrong to silence them, but either way, I feel like at the same point when you're just inciting more hatred,
I can see why he was kicked off. Should he have been banned forever? I don't know. I don't care to hear from him. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But like,
although I will say
I
this.
do miss knowing what he's thinking and what he's planning. I'll be honest. Because there's a part of me that's also like, he always showed his cards before he played them, you know?
Yeah, he has. And ultimately everything is about him anyways. I don't even think Trump's a racist. I think he's just an egoist. Everything is about him, and he's going to use whatever rhetoric he can come up with that bolsters his power. That's the biggest thing, is it's all about him having power. And Maverick's right. Trump is literally not silenced, though, because he is still a president. He's still a freaking billionaire. There's lots of ways for him to get his voice out there. So,
like, exactly. So I feel like if the problem for you is that he's being silenced and his whatever amendment right is being taken away, I don't feel like
First
it
Amendment.
qualifies for this.
Yeah, I don't. I feel strong. I agree too. I don't feel like it's necessarily a First Amendment issue. I do feel it's more of a political issue, not necessarily political. I guess more of a personal concern.
You know, I agree with Sublime Traps.
Yeah,
this question.
Dude, I think honestly, since he became president, he should have not been allowed on Twitter because he did not make anything better for himself or anybody else. So
he's almost out. All the stuff they're trying to do to him when he's almost out, I'm kind of just.
I agree with that too. Trying to do an impeachment and all this stuff over again, and he's down to 9 days left. Look, man, government moves at the speed of smell. So if they started the impeachment process now, we're going to probably be in 2023 before anything actually happens. So kick him out. You want to pursue charges afterwards? Go for it.
He won't be able to run if they impeach him. But at this point, I'm kind of like, it's too late. We've got 2 weeks. You already said we're going through with the inauguration. Why do I care?
Well, I feel like impeaching him, the impeachment makes him can't run again. If all this is done and you file charges against him, he's convicted, he can't run again either because he's now a felon.
Yeah.
So
I'm not quite sure what the upside of him being impeached is, besides saying he's impeached. So I'm not sure, and I think, and I can't speak for anybody, but I think too, like the way he's kind of handled losing, I think a lot of his supporters don't respect, and I've seen that in my own life. My family, besides you, is mainly based. They're Republicans, and they'll be Republicans till they die. They will always love and respect a Republican leader. But seeing how they've reacted and their military and their police and all this stuff, and seeing how they've reacted to him reacting to losing, has. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with being a Republican or being a Democrat or whatever. I'm an independent. I go with whoever, but
I mean, honestly, some of the problems that has happened with the political
It was
system is because
interesting to see those type of people, though, be like, what the fuck is Trump doing? Because normally, and they've stood by him this whole time, but once they saw him kind of throwing a fit, I think it was
yeah, I mean,
a show for Republicans that maybe that this was not the way to go.
yeah, there's been a little bit of cutting ties little by little as things have gone on. But this is definitely like sealed the deal of the fuck is going on. This is too far because they're not a lot of people that are truly supporting him are not necessarily Republicans. They're Trumpicans. They're part of his little cult that he developed. And they drank his Kool-Aid and now they are going down with the ship. And that's just how it is. I mean, he's definitely probably worse than Nixon by far.
Yeah, I don't know much. Except for I know that Nixon is a head in a jar.
And Futurama, and he goes,
and he's the worst, but Watergate, is it Watergate? No.
Yeah, that? Watergate. He was Watergate.
Yeah.
He was spying on people and all that.
That, but I don't know. All I know is I'm not mad at people for supporting Trump in the beginning. I would have voted against him, but voting is such a pain in the ass in Las Cruces. At least for me, that one year, I was just like, I went to go vote 3 times. And the third time I went to vote, one of the candidates had like a barbecue out front where he was cooking for everybody. And you couldn't park anywhere to vote because everybody was there for free food. And I was just like, I'm done.
Voter fraud. Voter fraud.
I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm not voting this time. And then Trump won. And there was a part of me that was like, fuck it. Because I was like, I had to weep. I had to weep for Trump when he won because I was afraid someone was going to kill him, honestly.
Yeah.
I was afraid somebody was going to kill Obama for being black. And I was afraid somebody was going to kill Trump for being a racist piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, please don't be black. Please don't be black. We don't need this. Yeah, he made it through. And I told Mom, I started crying and I was like, fuck, he's going to die. And then it's going to all fall back on us. And I
think we actually talked about this on our election night podcast inauguration, where we talked about like, oh, is this going to be the assassination we witness in our generation?
Because I just don't. Yeah, I didn't. I thought he was ridiculous, but part of me also enjoyed it for a little bit. Just his bullshit and being crazy and just seeing him on Twitter and just being like, that's our president. That's hilarious. And then it just got not funny.
Oh, yeah. Like,
real, but like, I was just like, oh.
In the beginning, I was with, fuck. My mind just went blank. The Australian comic he did a special right before the election where he's saying, part of me is just saying, fuck it, let's do it. Well, America said, fuck it, let's do it. And now here's where we're at. But to be honest, like, we had Hillary and Trump. That was probably the worst options ever.
Well, I still feel like Trump versus Biden, still not great.
Honestly,
I voted for Biden, but am I pleased with him? Not very much. Like, do I think we could have done better? You betcha. Would I have voted independent if I thought it mattered? You bet I would have.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. So all I knew is I wanted Trump out of there, so I voted for Biden, and I have no problem telling people that because it's the truth, and I'm sure a lot of people did the same.
Yeah, and
is that unfortunate? Yeah, you betcha.
Sublime makes a point. Like, Trump didn't necessarily win; Hillary lost. It just
100%.
Yeah, like, honestly, I have a clear conscience because I voted Gary Johnson. I couldn't vote either way. I was like, Gary, for the love of God, let you be the first independent to win this thing.
Hell, if
And
Roth Nader would have ran again, fuck, I don't even
yeah,
care, man. He got seatbelts in cars. That's all I know about that guy. Like,
I'm just a firm believer that we need to at least have a third party. We need something more because this red versus blue thing is just making things worse. Like each election year, it gets more intense. So
if somehow the Trump bullshit ends up getting rid of electoral college, I'd consider this okay.
yeah,
Because a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't vote is because it's like, why? Especially in New Mexico, like our electoral colleges, we're not worth shit.
I think we're
Our
counting one.
votes mean nothing.
Like some of the swing states don't make sense on why they have so many electoral votes.
It's insane to me. So like if that ends up changing that, I'm okay with I'll see it as progress, but I don't even know if it's progress, honestly. I don't
Although
politics are not my
I will
not
say though,
interested.
this was definitely an impressive year to show how fucked up Trump is when some very, very red states went blue. You know, and I'm not claiming
Cuz
Crips over here, but at the same time, I'm just saying you have alienated your own party so much. And honestly, I was watching a TikTok. I know, this is TikTok, but somebody had mentioned he's like, "Oh, has Trump been playing the long con this whole time to break up the Republican Party?" Because he said years ago he's a lifelong Democrat, and if he was going to run for office, he'd be a Republican. So was this all whole thing just a ruse? Are we all just pawns? Is he just trying to fuck the Republicans as hard as he can? I don't know.
yeah, there's a lot of questions about Trump. I wasn't even sure he ever really wanted the presidency. Like
Yeah,
part of me was like, I don't know if he wants it or doesn't want it. And like I had a conversation where I was like, even if he didn't want it, I think you have to run again because
yeah,
what does it mean if the president doesn't want to be president next year? You know, like
yeah.
he Trump is a person who had so much going for him. I think it is an ego power thing at this point.
Oh,
But I was just
it's
like, why would he want to be president? It is
it's one
we've
hundred
seen
percent, 100% his ego. And Sublime, same thing. We need more than two parties. That's kind of the biggest problem. When you have just two sides pitted against each other, that tribalism kicks in.
yeah.
You know, and
I
it's
just I don't know. I want better for America, I guess.
yeah. I
I just
mean,
I'm team make America great, period. You
yeah.
know?
Let's just like, as I keep saying, let's not be dicks to each other all the time. That'd make life a lot better if we were just less of dicks to each other. And
Because I feel bad for everybody who died, but I also I mean, I'm afraid, I guess, of like protests in general because like I was just like, I'm gonna get shot, I'm gonna die. I just hope those I don't know. I don't know if they thought any of this was gonna happen to them before they died, and I feel so bad that they did, and I don't know if any of them died around their family, their friends. That's rough.
well,
The police thing is just sad.
yeah,
Because
well,
even
because
with the Black Lives Matter movement and everything, I'm like, yeah, don't be shooting any innocent black people. But I'm also like, don't fucking kill innocent police either. That's
yeah,
insane. And
because
y'all were, in my head, it's like y'all were talking about how great the police are and Blue Lives Matter and all this shit. And then you go and just fucking do that kind of shit.
and they
Where's
killed
the
a cop.
respect?
One of them killed a cop.
It's just, I don't know. I just want better for everybody. And it seriously made me cry. I was doing my best not to cry because it's just like it made me think of all the racist things that have happened to me in my life. And then it also made me think of just like I was like I'm getting tired of defending people, you know, because like Karens, like to me, Karens, not all Karens are racist, but they always make it about race, and I'm like, no, these are just asshole people. Why
Yeah.
can't they be asshole people with bad attitudes? It's always got to be like, oh, they did this because they're racist, or oh, I'm like, some of them are mentally ill. Like, I swear to God, I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
if any. I don't know if that one girl was mentally ill and racist, the one who threw the puppy. But
What?
I was
Who
just
threw a
like,
puppy?
she's
That I missed this one.
obviously this
Yeah.
girl threw a puppy at it. I think she was a YouTuber.
Oh.
She did say the N word though, but she was clearly like,
Mm.
and she's like, well, I have mental problems and blah, blah, and I'm like, I fucking bet the way you fucking just all this played out, I don't even know. But it was,
And,
my thing, I don't know. It just seeing all those people on those steps and then hearing what some of them were saying to people, it just made me go like, I felt like hopeless for a second.
definitely.
And I'm not comparing this, and I've been trying not to bring it up, but like the El Paso shooting was not very long ago, and that was racially motivated. And that wasn't even somebody from the community. It's like, even if I trust my community not to fucking lose their fucking minds over this shit,
Yeah.
I can't
And
trust that somebody else from somewhere else won't come down here and fucking shoot black people just because, oh, we didn't make it into the Capitol.
yeah.
And like, and it just scares me. Sometimes I get scared.
And this is where, Sublime saying we need to be unified and stop hating each other. And I've been saying that for a long time. Like, it's just
Because I hate people, but I love people. I'm just a shy, awkward person who doesn't do well with people, but I want the best for people. Even like even racists. I hope everything is going well for you. I hate that some of those people died. And some of them probably weren't racist.
and look, I'm gonna say this. There are a lot of
I hate
racists.
the situation is what it
There
is. I hate the situation that put these people in that.
there are a lot of racists that are racist because of the fact that they've never experienced anything outside of their circle. And there's been many cases where people that were once Ku Klux Klan members, neo Nazis, whatever, and actually got to conversating with somebody else that was black or Jewish or Mexican or whatever, and started talking to them. And now they don't just view them as an enemy, they can see them as a person because they can relate. They can finally have a conversation going, yes, I've struggled with very similar things. And that's part of the whole human existence is all of us have a lot of struggles and they're all in varying degrees. And instead of putting the blame on a particular group or something else, you need to look more into what you can do to help move on from that and reach out and have your circle that helps build you up, and don't just isolate yourself, expand. Because one of the things I've noticed is started becoming very negative. The longer I've been into being a paramedic, you see the worst in a lot of people. A lot of the times when 911's getting called, it's often the worst day for somebody for whatever reason. And you get a lot of people milking the system. You got a lot of people that are just being assholes that are shooting or stabbing each other. And then you got people that are just fucking assholes just because they're assholes. But then you also have a handful of people that legitimately need help and they're caring. And there's a whole division of people, but you see a lot of bad in this career field. And over time, spending most of my time with other people in that same career field, you start to see a bleak vision of what the world is. And you start disliking other people. And it wasn't until I branched out from beyond that circle and started doing stand-up comedy and talking to other artists and comedians and filmmakers and everything else that I really started seeing the hope in humanity again. That yes, even though there's a lot of people that I disagree with, there's still value in them as a human, and they do have some points. Now,
So yeah,
there's there's always redemption for people if they choose to redeem themselves.
I think there is a part of me that's like, oh, thank God, as a black person. Just, oh, thank God that Black Lives Matter never stormed the
Yeah.
fucking Capitol.
Oh, that'd be a
Part of
whole.
me
We'd
thinks
be in a whole different situation.
if they knew they could have done such a thing, I can't say that maybe they wouldn't have. And that's the thing that's
But I think it depends on the group of
hard.
the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't fully support Black Lives Matter just because first of all there is no leader. There is no one to like there's not one person that I trust to like I just don't put my trust in groups like that. I have my own voice and I rather use it than, be stifled among a group.
Oh. So
Yeah.
I want to get real quick. Sublime was saying that, what I was saying about the echo chambers and surrounding yourself. And then I want to get to Maverick saying that, yeah, sitting down every racist or phobe or whatever, that's not always going to change everything. Because like I said,
No. Of course not.
I would say the percentage of just outright shitty people is probably smaller than humanity as a whole. I would say the vast majority of us are good people. And we care about each other and we want to see growth. We want to see everything else. But it's always the extreme minority that is the loudest. Like, as far as like when you look at the far leftists, the Antifas, the Black Lives Matter, it's the loudest, most extreme that get the most coverage. Same with the rights, the right wing. The loudest, most extreme on the right get the most coverage and the loudest voice. But I would say the millions of us kind of chilling here in the middle, wanting to support each other, wanting to see good and see the value in different communication, have good, solid communication between each other. We have the lowest voice. Because the news isn't going to cover, oh, look, these people are peacefully debating whether it's right or wrong for, whatever. Nobody cares about the peaceful discussion. They want the rhetoric, the bullshit, the fire, the flames, because that is ratings, that sells. And I do think slowly the world, I think that's why podcasts and a lot of other stuff has become more popular, is because people want to hear a deeper understanding of other people, as opposed to just seeing one side or the other.
I'm just yeah, I went through a series of emotions on the whole thing.
Oh.
But I called I called Deborah right away because I was just like, I just need to talk to somebody of color. Because I was just like, I am like all the white people I know are like, fuck this too, but I was just also like I'm nervous. It makes me things like this make me nervous because it's like I mean, there's the again, I hate to compare, but the El Paso shooting really shook me up. Like it really did.
Yeah.
And then I kept thinking too, that's not even someone from the community. That's not somebody who lives there. That's not even. And all I kept thinking is like, well, the president's over here basically saying, like, go for it, kiddos. And I told Deborah, I told him, because we started watching the news and I was like, we need to hear from the president. We need to hear from the president. And I was like, the hell you do? Because all he's going to say is, hey, stand down. But you were like basically 100% what he said. Like I told Deborah, I was like, he's going to come out here and he's going to kind of tell them to like back off. He's not going to tell them to back off. He's still going to validate their feelings. And then he's also going to tell them, fuck off. And I was like, what is that? And then I was scared when he recanted and was just like, you don't represent America and all this shit, because I was like, you just told them you love them
Yeah.
and that they are. I got scared for a second after that, because I was just like, and now you're saying you don't represent America, the one thing they thought they were fighting for. I was just like, I don't I don't know how to feel about any of this. I'm like, that should have been said in the first place. But saying it after you told them that they were right, in my head, I was just like, ah, fuck, there we go. That's all we
Yeah.
needed. Somebody's gonna fucking not understand now.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's gonna be just another fucking.
yeah. I mean, I have concerns for what the inauguration is going to be like. Who knows how this is going to turn out?
Hopefully well.
Yes, I'm hoping that we can start growing from here and stop being dickheads. At least maybe the majority of us who are reasonable, our voices can get louder than those that are fuck faces. I'm just saying reasonable people need to be louder than the fuckheads. I don't know how we get there, but if you're a fuckhead, go fuck yourself. If you're a person that's willing to learn and understand and grow from experiences, we need to be stronger. Sublime says they're going to pull Assassin's Creed on Biden. You know, I'm not. It's possible. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just all the things that I thought I wouldn't see in my lifetime have been happening. So I don't fucking know. I really don't know. But I will say this. We're running out of time. It's an hour and 42 minutes.
I will say this. I was going to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you about Cobra Kai at one point, but
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the third season. So I got to I'll catch up on the third season. It'll be our topic of next week. We'll debate Cobra Kai. I'll sit down. I'll catch up. I'll binge watch it. We'll figure it out. Real quick, let me see what Neko Cupcake had to say. I believe Christianity is a lie at this point because you cannot be Christian and blast hate. Jesus actually preached love and acceptance and scolded people for not helping and loving others. So seeing Christians fight against everything out there just makes me want to go all Jesus on them, like the time he hit people selling in the temple. You know, that's one of the things I've been saying, and that's one of the issues I have with organized religion. But we're not going to get into a religious debate. But the whole thing is I want to leave with a positive message that
Jesus Christ Superstar on their asses.
Is that just seeing this, our small community that we're developing here on Twitch, you know, we're all supporting, we're loving each other. Even if we all don't necessarily agree with each other on every point, but it seems like we're all kind of in here. Kind of have I like good, constructive debate. It helps one another grow, understand each other's difficulties and their challenges, and it's going to make us stronger as an American, as a country, as the world grows, because we're an increasingly more globalized world every day. And I just want to say that there's a lot of positivity that can be gained by listening to each other and debating and not just being defensive and being a dickhead to one another. And I think we'll keep growing, we'll get better, and there's going to be some positive shit coming out. There really is. So, I don't know. Like I always say, don't be dickheads to each other. And now, once again, please like, share, subscribe. Give us a follow on the Twitch machine. You know, you can find us on the social medias. And let me go into my banners here real quick. You can find us Perico Productions at pericoproductions.com. Oh, that's the wrong one. Like, share, subscribe. And shout out to Maverick for his podcast, Supra Ultra Video Venture 2 Turbo on Spotify.
Super Ultra Vidya Venture Turbo.
Yes. Super Ultra Vidya Venture Turbo. Hi. Give him a listen. I'm sure it's fan-fucking-tastic. Fox Kinks, hey.
The intro music is worth it in general, but the discussions are amazing.
All right. I definitely have to give it up. Yeah, you're late. We were just getting ready to wrap it up. But you know what, Fox Kinks, I love the fact that you jumped in here. We had some lovely discussions about politics and all the stupid shit that happened. You know, my message is quit being assholes to each other. Let's try to be nicer. Let's listen. If you want to check out what we had to say, you can listen to us on the Twitch replay. You can find us on the Perico Productions on YouTube, that channel, or you can find the Best of the Bottom on Facebook. Or you can go to pericoproductions.com. It has all the links there, all of them, everyone, even to TikTok. But I appreciate everybody jumping in. I appreciate everybody that followed. Here's a Spotify address. I don't know how you're going to copy and paste that, but he's on Spotify. Give him a listen. I know I need to. So we love you guys. Please come in and join the family. Just bring it in. Bring it in. We're here to grow and be better as a community and just love one another. And sorry, Fox. We got deep. We got deep. But you know what? I'm glad you showed up anyways. We love you. When I see streaming, I'll jump in. Maybe we'll throw in. I'll update you. I don't know. But love you guys. I love the support. Thank you very much. And we'll definitely see you next time. And I'll be streaming tomorrow for Terrified Tuesdays because I'm not working. So thank you. Love you. And
love you. Love you. Bye.
Tastes pretty good.